fans, Al Weston here for another Bobcat Coach's Corner. This time it's Joe Samprone. We're going to talk some cross country with the coach, and thanks for being with us.
My pleasure.
All right, Joe, it's been a couple of weeks. I gave you a week off to rest up and get prepared here for me. Got a big week, of course, with the Peach Belt Conference Championships coming up this weekend. And how do you think the teams are shaping up? I know you spread things out here at the end of the year and a calculated plan to rest legs and get them geared up for this time. How you feeling?
Well, this is I was telling someone the other day that this is probably the first team we've brought to conference in a long time that I don't know how they're going to do. They're running very well in practice. We're having, great practice sessions. We probably have the most talented runners that we've ever had on both the men's and the women's side. But we haven't seen much of the conference at meets, so I don't know what's out there. We look at times, but they run different courses, and it's hard to translate time sometimes. But our teams are both ready. We had practice this morning, and it was probably the best practice of the season. And when you're winding down toward conference, that's just what you want to see. So I'm very confident that they're going to give it everything they've got. I'm very confident that we're going to have some real good times. But unfortunately, unless they change the rules soon, we can't play defense in cross country. So we're just going to go out and give it the best we've got and hope things fall in line.
Yep, you run, they run, and then we time it all out. Mm-hmm. Look at this weekend. We're going to Aiken, South Carolina for this championship. You got a chance to check out that course with the women's squad a couple of weeks ago. What type of course is it? Is it hilly? Is it all in the backwoods? What are we looking at?
It's my graduate assistant sent me a text last night after he looked at it online. He said it's a confusing course. It's sort of a figure-8 type situation.
Oh, okay.
And there are a few hills, but our runners are used to hills because our training course here at West Complex has some pretty steep hills. It's a softer course than we've got here. It's more sandy. And at least one of the hills has sort of a soft sandy base, so that's going to be a little bit different. And that's the reason it was important. The women's team went and actually ran a race there. But on our way to our last meet in Augusta, took both teams by, and both of them went out to run it. The guys liked the course. They think it's going to be a fast course. They noted the softness in certain areas, but they're in a good frame of mind for that course. They're really looking to attack it. And as I said, both teams are just practicing extremely well. And what's interesting is, and this is a coach's delight, if someone said to me, who's going to be the first one or two people on each team? I could probably say that. I could tell you who the top one or two, maybe even three on the guy side would be. But we've got some people moving up. They've been moving up all season. They started out at 7th and then moved to 6th and then to 5th. And then we've got a couple of folks on the men's team that are running well, so well right now that they could pop into the top 3 or 4. Usually we have a race who's going to be our 5th person, but we could change the order up deeper than that. 2nd, 3rd, 4th. On the women's team is up for grabs. Probably 3rd, 4th, 5th on the men's team is up for grabs. Nice. And I couldn't put the names on a piece of paper right now with any certainty. So that's a great feeling to go into your conference meet with. We're deeper this point in the season than we've been all season, and that's perfect.
So the confusion is actually
it's
a good
good.
thing.
It's a good thing. I like to stand there and guess and say who's going to be the first one around the corner. And if you can predict it, then you can sit down and say, well, here, I'll just turn in my scorecard, and this is where we're going to finish. But right now, I'm confused, and I'm very happy to be confused.
Okay. All right. Well, we'll look forward to that confusion this weekend. Talk to me about who made the cut. You can only take 7 typically on the team. And who's going to be on that women's squad running that 6K distance?
It's a 6K for the women. It stays an 8 for the men. But the 6K on the women, let's see if I can remember all names now. Allison is going to be, and she's been our top runner all season, and she's just running great. We've been working with Allison on pacing herself a little bit better. She'll have much more left for the end of the race because it's an extra 0.6 of a mile being a 6K.
And of course, you mentioned Allison Loans. She an all-conference runner a year ago for you as a freshman, looking to repeat upon that and maybe get on the first team. Even.
Yeah, I'm very hopeful that Allison will be a first-team all-conference runner this year. Rebecca Shane's also going to be running as part of the 7. Victoria Dobson, Ashton Pacino, is going to be there. Madeline is going to be in her first. Last year as a freshman, she didn't make the conference team, and this year she is on the conference team, and she's really been coming along toward the end of the season. She had a great race in Augusta last week, and she's been, really hitting it at practice. So we're really happy with Madeline's progress. And I don't remember how many. Katie Tinker is a freshman. She and Rebecca are the two freshmen that are on this the final 7 going to conference. And Katie came in, and if anyone who watched the very first show we had, she came in injured. She had a hip injury, and she's slowly made her way through that injury over the season, and she's peaking now. So that's great from a coaching standpoint. And I think I mentioned everybody, but I apologize if I left someone off.
Yeah, your heavy influence, again, we've talked about it a couple times.
Carissa Extra.
Yeah, from your nursing majors.
Yes, yeah, Carissa is there. And I forgot about Carissa. Carissa's working in the hospital this morning, so she's practicing this afternoon. I didn't see her this morning at practice. Nice. But Carissa, we've been talking a lot. This is her senior year. She and Vic are the only 2 seniors on that team. They really want to hit it hard. They want to go out with a blaze in their conference meet. So again, I'm excited about what our prospects might be. Again, not knowing how good the other teams are, but knowing how good our team is, we're going to do very well. And
looking at the finishes that have come thus far in the year, it could be up for grabs as far as what position teams will end up in. Typically, it's been Columbus State at the top, and then everybody else trying to shuffle in after them, and the Cougars have it. Had a little bit of trouble this year. It looks like they might get overtaken, and who knows where everything falls after that.
Yeah, I think right now going in, we'd have to say that Augusta State is the favorite on the women's side in the Peach Belt Conference. If I remember correctly, Augusta State is the highest ranked of the Peach Belt schools in the Southeast region. Okay. So and we've run against them. They're good. They're good. There's no doubt about it. They have a solid team at Augusta. So they're probably the one that everyone's going to be chasing.
All right, well, let's take a look at the men's side and tell me who the 7 fellas are that you'll be taking up to Aiken.
Dan Horstman and Tyler Maddox have been our top 2 guys going back and forth for 2 years now. So those 2 are going to be leading our team this year.
And Tyler will be available too.
Tyler will be available this year, and I mean, you'll never get more out of any 2 people than you'll get out of Tyler and Dan every day in practice, every race you go to. I mean, all our runners really give you their best, but those guys run practices like it's a meet. Colin Conroy, who's been a solid number 3 for us all season, and I'm very happy to report that Rob Manning is coming into full form right now, and he's going to give. What's happened is basically our top 5 guys have been seniors, and each one wants to beat the other guy. So it's going to be an interesting competition because Rob's wanted to beat Colin, I think, all season, and this morning in practice, and again, it's just practice. Rob just had a great practice. He just really ran strong this morning. So Colin better look over his shoulder because Rob's coming after him. Travis Knight he's coming into great form at this point in the season. He's another senior. So those are our 5 seniors. We've got 2 sophomores. I'm sorry, they were freshmen last year. 2 sophomores coming along, in Phillip and Tucker Forbes. Tucker Forbes and Philip Lasky. And Philip's the fellow, and I talked about this a couple of shows ago. He broke his jaw a few weeks back. And he had to sit out a week, and he had some, getting back into stride, and he had a great practice this morning. I was watching Philip this morning, and the first couple of miles of it, he was just sort of lagging back, and I was starting to worry. And then he really hit it at the end. The last mile or 2, he just really turned it on. So, I mean, he's back in full shape, so he's ready to go. And again, on the guys' side, just like on the women's side, it's a mystery. I mean, I can tell you who our top 2, maybe top 3 guys are going to be. Can't tell you the order they're going to finish in, but I'll tell you who the top 3 are. Sure. But I wouldn't want to guarantee who 4 and 5 is going to be because too many guys are running real well at this point. So.
And with the numbers that guys like Tyler Maddox and Dan Horstman have been putting up, there's a solid chance that 2 guys, maybe even more, on the all-conference squad, and we haven't done that in quite some time. Yeah,
I mean, like I said, I haven't seen the rest of the conference, and I've looked at some times. But I'm very hopeful that we'll have a couple, maybe more than 2, on the all-conference team this year. We've got these guys have really worked hard all season. And again, when you're a senior and I've got 5 of them in that final 7 on the men's side, they really want to show something. I mean, this is their last real race, so they want to go out really on top. So they're going to give us everything they got. I just hope that everyone's hitting on all cylinders that morning, and it happens.
Excellent. Okay, well, we'll look forward to those results on Saturday. If you can't make it up to Aiken, South Carolina to watch them in person, you can check the results at gcbobcats.com. For head coach Joe Samprone, it's Al Weston for the Bobcat Coaches Corner.